Straight. Here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and thank you once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. And like always, if you want to see something on the show or you have a bright idea, drop them in the comments below or hit us on any one of our social media outlets. Holler at us, we holler back. But let's jump right into this show. This is a Blow the Whistle timeout. And we're calling it timeout because it's a little slow this week. You know, we have our NBA playoffs going on, but it's a shellacking going on. But before I get into all that, first, let me introduce you to my co-host. He is calling in from an undisclosed location, or I should say from his vehicle. And he got a couple words to say. Steve, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. But I just want to make it clear, I'm not in hiding tonight. It's not a case of me being in hiding. This is a case of I had to attend a high school graduation, so I'm on the road now, heading back from the graduation. I just want to say one thing about graduation. You can go to a million of them, but it's always just something special about for that one moment, those kids, that energy, that exuberance. It's just there's nothing better.
That excitement in the
It's
room.
the excitement in the room. It's like you've been to a million of them, but for those kids, that's their one big moment, their one moment to shine. So it's a beautiful thing. I'm just trying to say it's a beautiful thing.
They're growing up.
Yeah,
growing up.
Growing up. But it was a long one. I'm not gonna lie. It was almost a 2.5 hour, close to 3 hour graduation. So there needs to be timelines on graduation. A graduation should be more than an hour and a half.
Hey, it takes more than an hour and a half to get as many kids have to come out and go across the stage. That takes some time also.
Yeah. Now, but I will say one thing though. It's inside the auditorium and had great AC. That makes a huge difference. The worst is those hot graduations when on a football field and it's like 100 degrees soaking in the sun, and you got to sit there and you sit in a suit. And you have 2.5 hour graduation. It's like, man, this thing just hurry up and end.
Wait a minute, you were in AC and you're complaining?
I said it was a beautiful thing.
I've never been to a graduation that was in AC. It's always been on the on the PE field or the quad or the open auditorium up under the sun. Everybody's got umbrellas in the air. Oh my goodness.
No. All my graduations were indoors. My high school graduation, we held at the Capitol Center, the old Washington Bullets Arena. Held 18,000 people. So it was a huge basketball arena at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
But it was super cold in there because it was still morning time. And those big arenas, how they just blast the AC. But the beautiful thing about it was it started at 8, it was done by 9. 9 o'clock, we were all the way heading out the field and get your day going. You can go ahead and celebrate the rest of your day.
Wow.
And that's how graduation should be. 1 hour, get it over with. And that's putting 1,000 people on the field. And I mean, in the arena. And it was still an hour long.
I don't see how that went only an hour. You said like 1,000 people in only an hour. That was a great job. Whoever coordinated that needs to get with every place and coordinate all events.
But the only reason why it was that way was because all the high schools used the same arena. So they would get like 7 or 8 high schools done in a day. So it's like you're one high school in, the next high school's outside waiting to get you out, bring the next high school in, and they did it all day long. They just kept doing graduations for the whole day.
What's
And
beautiful
ours was
about
the first of the
graduation
day.
season is everybody is always it doesn't even matter if you're not involved. When you just pass by and you see somebody having a champagne party or you see them in their outfits, you just get kind of you feel the nostalgia,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's just an excitement all in the air. That's
it's a
crazy.
beautiful feeling. It's a great thing. I just wanted to put that in there. Just know that all those people out there graduating from high school, college, kindergarten, whatever you graduating from, I wish you the best. Celebrate. It's your special moment, and live it up.
Enjoy the
I just want
moment.
to get that
You
in.
can
Enjoy the
you
moment.
can never get moments
You know,
back.
that's right. Well, you know who's not enjoying the moment right now? The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh
A
wait.
segue to, I mean, you're talking about a team that just is in tank mode.
Hey,
Let's get a score update. Let's get a score update here. I mean, for those who don't know, Oklahoma City has a 3-1 lead on Minnesota in the NBA Conference Finals.
and I can tell you, it looks like it's over tonight. Oklahoma has 88 and Minnesota has 62.
Yes, and that's a comeback. They were down by 35 when I first looked, and so they're actually trying to make a game of it. But I think 26 points in one quarter, it would be a miracle of all miracles if they could pull this one out. So
Now, the thing that
looks like
everybody's talking about is that
yes,
Indian and the Knicks. What happened to the
yes.
Knicks?
Well, I got a good question for you. I was listening to First Take this morning, and they brought up a pretty good question. You know, Stephen A. and Jay Williams were going at it, and the question is about a star versus a superstar. So I want to get your opinion on this. You know, we always call players, oh, that's a star, oh, that's a superstar. Blah, blah. You know, what really makes a superstar a superstar? How do you designate someone from being a star player to being a superstar?
A score.
And it's some interesting points. Hmm?
A score.
What do you think?
In my opinion, I believe
No,
a star is somebody that you hear about a lot, that plays a lot, but they're there, um, and they help a team win, but they don't really contribute in the point sector of the game. Like as in basketball, I would say Steph Curry is a superstar. Draymond Green is a star. It's a difference. It's a huge difference because Steph Curry, first time ballot Hall of Famer, when it's that time. Draymond Green, I don't know, star, superstar.
yeah, uh, yeah, I kind of get that, but I think about it. Dennis Rodman was a superstar, and he scored no points. I I think superstar ties into number one. You got a game plan for that player. That's somebody who everybody every night has a game plan. We got to figure out how to stop this player, and no matter what they do. It's a special, star is somebody who can just go out there and put up points, like you said, put up whatever. A superstar, like for instance, of course we all talk Michael Jordan.
Right.
Michael Jordan, every night, coaches had to decide what the heck we're going to do to stop him. LeBron James, superstar. Every night, coaches had to come out and figure out what are we going to do to stop him because they can go off at any time and have one of those crazy nights.
Yeah, and I like
So,
the way you put that, but bringing Dennis Rodman, that's a different era. And in that era, in Rodman's era, and Michael Jordan's era, there were a bunch of superstars, and you can't. It doesn't equate to this what it is right now. Dennis Rodman was a superstar in his own right just by the way he came out. He came out. Dennis Rodman had like a WWF wrestler appeal to him on on the
right,
court, coming out with wedding dresses. What color was his hair going to be that night? That type of
right.
deal. That's kind of like WWF or now WWE ish. Then to the players today, they don't have that type of persona or aura about them when they come out. We talked about that before when we were saying about how people are marketed. The marketing was different
Right.
back then, and every team had superstars on them. Like it was crazy back in that era. Now this era, the question that you asked, it would be different if I was saying back then, because back then, damn near the whole teams were had superstars on them.
Yeah. Well, I think the issue with today's players is that there really aren't that many superstars among the young generation because they're not. Uh, they don't have that it factor. I think superstar has you have to have some type of an it factor to you as well. There has to be something that makes you stand out. Like for instance, Tom Brady. As great a quarterback as Tom Brady was, his Hollywood looks made him to a different level because people not just saw him as just a football player, but he became a celebrity.
Yeah,
So I
GQ.
think that ties into it as well. Yeah, and then, I mean that was Jordan's appeal. Jordan's appeal was he was GQ for that moment. He could be on TV shows. He could be in movies. You know, you got to have that certain factor to you. That right now we don't have a player out there in the young generation who right now people have been trying to sell Anthony Edwards, but he doesn't want to be a superstar. Number one, and number two, there's just something about him that just is lacking. That doesn't have that superstar appeal to him. He doesn't come across as somebody who, oh my God, I want to go out and watch Anthony Edwards play. I I think that's a big part of superstar is that
And I'm
you.
glad you brought that up. The like I was talking
Mhm,
about talking about errors in this era.
mhm.
And Steph Curry, he plays in this era, but he's not from this era that we're talking about now. What
Right.
superstar is in the NBA right now?
Well,
Tell
that's what I'm
me.
saying. Well, they're trying. I mean, they're in transition. They're trying to build superstars, but there's nobody out there who fits them up. You got players like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who talent-wise should be a superstar, but he doesn't have that it factor. There's just nothing about him that makes you like, oh my God, I need to go see him, play. Other than his talent. Talent is all over the place.
Yes.
NBA players are all kinds of talented,
Talent, yes.
but do you have something else that you bring to the table that makes people want to go out and see you?
Well, you made a great
Shaq
point.
had that whole, yeah.
I don't see
Remember
anybody in
Shaq?
this era that has the type of swag appeal that came from the the Jordan, the Kobe, the Magic, the Larry
Right,
Bird era. All back, it was all swag. It was all swag, and
right,
all of them were marketed as superstars. Now the players, they want to hang out at the club still. They want to have regular lives. They You have a superstar in the crowd walking down the street. It- they don't they don't have that it factor like we've been talking about it for a long time, and that's the problem
yeah,
that the NBA is having. Baseball has had for a while, but the NBA used to be just mega stars all over the place. Football,
yeah,
it doesn't have that. Football has you got the mega stars and
right.
a lot of people on the team, but what I don't know. Marketing
But,
has to go back down to marketing. That and then with even
but
marketing the players, they have to start setting these players up with handlers, as in like movie star handlers that show them how to talk, how to
well,
walk, how to put themselves out there. It's just not there anymore.
right. Well, the NBA has always been great about marketing their players. So I think marketing has a small extent to it, but you also got to have that special. I'm thinking about a couple players: Russell Westbrook, James Harden,
Right.
amazingly talented players, but were they ever really superstars? Did they ever have that it factor that made you want to go out there and see them as much more than just talented basketball players? I don't think they did. I think it's great careers. I mean, they're Hall of Famers, of course, great careers, did amazing things, but they're not somebody that's like, oh my God, I got to go out and watch Russell Westbrook play tonight. Or, oh my God, I want to go see James Harden play. They don't
Yeah.
have that appeal, and
After
I think you just gotta have.
After LeBron James, there's nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's pretty
Well,
much been the case. I mean,
that's a false statement because there's Steph Curry. That's a superstar.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they're
So
going to make
Curry,
LeBron and Steph play until they're able to replace them.
until they get paid a little more, well, yeah, because both of them are the best of what they did for their era.
And not
And
even just
so
the best of what they did, but you want to see them. They're superstars.
right. Well, I mean, their lives go beyond the court. I mean, you know who Curry's wife is. You know who LeBron's wife is. You know their kids. You know the situation. I mean, that's the superstar. Is that it's a beyond just the court thing. It's a whole dynamic to them. You
Yeah.
know, they can go on and do interviews. They can go on TV shows. They can do cameos on, like you said, back in the day, you would see Kobe on Moesha, or you see, you know, Shaq doing Shazam,
And you
and it
don't
was,
see that none of them do music, none of them act, none of them are doing stuff that they. A lot of them like to be behind the scenes. I'm not saying they're not
yeah,
being philanthropists, but a lot of them are behind the scenes. I mean, it was a time where every Laker was a superstar.
yeah.
Showtime.
Well, it is Showtime. It is
They
Showtime,
even on TV they used to market it like as so. So
right?
it has a lot to
Oh,
do
no
a
question.
lot to do with the organization too, because big money organizations, I won't say just big market organizations that's like Los Angeles, and like Golden State, Boston. These places used to they did better at the marketing. They really did
Right.
better at getting them commercials. But now, like if you notice, like the big players with the big contracts that should have commercials, they what's the guy that always want to take pictures with guns? So it's kind of hard to
John Morant. John
yeah.
Morant. Yeah,
He should be a mega star right now. He should be
they tried it.
on lunch boxes, all these type
Right.
things. But a lot of them have pulled back. They don't even do the lunchbox things like they used to. The marketing, they try to do it themselves, and then they don't do it well themselves. There's people that get paid millions and millions of dollars that have a bunch of numbers that know what work, and a lot of people don't work with them anymore. They try to put their own teams together and market their own things. When before, you would see like the Showtime Lakers, they'd be on pins, lunch boxes, TV commercials, this all type of things. The players have taken the power because I believe a lot of that was the NBA helping too.
Right.
And now when
Oh
they
yeah.
try to do it themselves, it's just not the same. Just not the
The
same.
NBA has always been a machine for the players. No question about that.
Shout out to
No
Charles
question
Tongue.
about that.
He Mr. Charger fan. He hit us
Mr.
up.
Charger.
Yep, yep. And shout out to Darnell. All on what is that? YouTube.
Oh, Mr. Yes.
The
Mr.
tis the
49
season is
himself.
coming.
Mr. 49 himself. We're gonna like I said, next week with the OTAs really start picking up. We're gonna get into the NFL more
Yeah.
as to what do you feel, Mr. Darnell, about getting a big contract for the game manager? I call him the game manager. You
And
get a little upset with me when I call
that's
him the
not
game
fair.
manager.
That's not fair. And what's up,
I'm just,
Darnell? He's talking about your quarterback, Brock Purdy.
yeah, I'm just,
He calls him a game manager. And once again, I'll state it for everyone so everybody understands. Brock Purdy is an elite quarterback who's been playing under a coach that has a running team. A running team where a quarterback can't be showcased right if he's playing under a running team. Now they had pass plays. They have Mr. Kittle out there, and they had Ayuk out there, but Ayuk is questionable to me. Ayuk was open because you guys ran the ball all the doggone time, and you caught teams off guard, and you got the ball out to either your tight end or to the wide receiver. And Debo, which is gone now, he was a wide receiver, but really a running back, really another running back in the wide receiver slot. Now,
yeah,
the 49ers have to change face or they stay a running team. I believe you signed Brock Purdy to all this money. He's getting $50 million a year now. Is it right, Steve? Um,
yeah, about 50,
it's
little over
it's
50,
time to
yeah.
put the wide receivers out there and let Brock Purdy show what he can do so Steve can stop calling this man a game manager when he's a true talent.
But I will say this much about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has double the wins. I said double the playoff wins of Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins combined. So think about that.
Ooh.
Brock Purdy has 4 playoff wins. Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins in about 20 years of NFL play have 2 playoff wins.
Hey.
And they're making $50 million a year. So as much as I call Brock Purdy a game manager, he deserves his $50 million. Unlike other people who
He's
are getting
earned
the
it.
money and not.
He's earned it. He's
Earned
paid his dues,
it. Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
it's a just due right there.
yeah. I'll give you that much. I'll give you that. I'm still gonna call him a game manager, but hell, he's a game manager who's earned his $50 million.
Hey, I'll let you
So
call him a game manager, but I'll put an asterisk by it and put some quotations by
yeah,
it. He's a game manager only because they're a running team, Steve. A running
I don't know.
team. That's what they are.
Yeah,
A bona fide running team. This year, it looks like
sure.
it's going to be something different. But I don't know. Christian McCaffrey's in the backfield, and he did not play last season. Christian McCaffrey, fantasy football people, you better look out. Christian McCaffrey's year is back. He's going to be another top 10 running back if he stays healthy for the whole year. And Darnell said he gets $53 million a year. Thank you, Darnell.
53 million. Okay. Hey, well earned. Hey, 4 playoff wins in 4 years?
Man.
I think in 4 seasons, you got 4 playoff wins. Hey, well deserved, buddy. I got no problem with somebody getting paid when they earned it.
And speaking of the NFL, you know a
Go ahead.
name that has died down that we haven't really heard nothing about, and he was asking for a trade, but it looks like he's going to stick it out with his team. Tyreek Hill. What's going on there?
Tyreek Hill now he's kind of like the clown show at this point.
I would don't know. Not really. It's just
yes,
he's made some bad decisions.
Nobody nobody takes what he says anymore. You can't. He's at a point now where he says something and he takes it back, and he says something again and he takes it back. He's lost all credibility. It's a clown show. If Tyreek Hill said something to you, would you really sit there and say, "Oh, well, Tyreek Hill said so, it must be true"? No.
What I will say about Tyreek Hill is he gets frustrated, and I like that, seeing that in players. I like to see players not just look at the game. Like a lot of players, Stephen, I know you watch the game and on all platforms, basketball and football and others, where it looks like they're just going through the year, and even when they lose games, oh well, so what? You know, I'm still getting paid. Tyreek Hill wants to win. You can say a lot of stuff about him, but he wants to win. And you can't get mad at a player for that. You can't get mad at him for that. Now we can talk all we want to talk because you know, he pushes things along. He was with the best QB in football, and he demanded a trade, which was unthinkable.
Let's go back then. So does he really want to win? If you were on KC and you were doing amazing on KC, and KC's winning Super Bowls, do you demand if you really truly want to win? Do you demand a trade out of KC?
Hey, I didn't say he made all the best decisions. What I said was he wants to win. And Charles Tongue said Hill needs a QB that can throw to him. Charles, Tyreek Hill had Patrick Mahomes, and he demanded a trade, sir. That's what Steve was just talking about.
Just go to Miami. Miami's a beautiful city.
Beautiful.
But when's the last time Miami's been in a Super Bowl?
Wow.
1973.
Wow.
You got to go back to I think they had the 1 year they played Minnesota. I think it was 74. They lost it. They beat Minnesota. 1974.
Wow.
He demanded a trade from KC to go play in Miami, who has not been to the Super Bowl in almost 51 years.
You have to admit, Charles Tongue, look, If you're a number one wide receiver, if you are an elite wide receiver anywhere, and you're playing with Patrick Mahomes, shut up and play. You're gonna get
Play.
the ball. Get the he
He was
was
getting the ball.
he was you
He was
have
getting the ball.
when you play for the Kansas City Chiefs, Tyreek Hill, you had nothing but playoff and Super Bowl chances. My goodness, every pass to you was a highlight.
Yeah.
Nobody understands what you're going through, sir. You put
He,
yourself in the position you put yourself. I just know you want to win. I understand you want to win and you get frustrated sometimes. And sometimes you talk so much, and not just Tyreek Hill people, just talk so much that you talk yourself out of a good situation. Come on now.
it's crazy.
Hey,
I, I, I call him a clown show. That's what I say. He likes his attention. He sits there. He does all the song and dance. He whines and cries, complains. But the bottom line is, you could have had yourself first ballot Hall of Famer. You could have been in a situation where you would have gone down top 5 wide receiver of all time,
all time.
and
You were
he played. He talked himself out of it.
How often does that happen where you get an elite quarterback and an elite wide receiver where it lines up?
On the same team, where
A
young,
elite tight end. It's all lined
yeah,
up.
in their 20s. So I mean, he's missed out on 3 Super Bowls, two rings because he wanted to go play in Miami.
You left a remarkable situation to go to
Yeah,
uh, a mediocre situation.
that's
Nothing
it.
bad to
So
say about Tua. Tua is great, but you run too fast for him to get you the ball the right way. I don't know why. We're average Joes. We can see this when we watch the game. Can't coaches, can't the GM see what we see? You don't
I
take an
mean,
elite and put him with somebody that can't give him the ball like that. 90% of the time, when Tua throws the ball to Tyreek Hill has to slow down to get the ball.
I mean,
The- Hey,
again, I we could, but that was his own making. I mean, we can't criticize Tua. Tua didn't have anything to do with the situation. Tua's like, hey, I'm going to do the best I can. Tyreek
mm.
Hill put himself in that situation.
Wait a minute.
So
Looney says
I
Tyreek is on Antonio Brown path. It wouldn't surprise
yeah,
me if he started running across the Dolphin field like Brown and tripping. Come on now.
okay, this,
Tyreek Hill has not shown that. He's he talked himself out of a good situation. But anytime a wide receiver talks a little bit, let's not put him in an Antonio Brown situation. And let's be nice to Antonio Brown. Something is going on. This man has admitted to say he has CTE. He doesn't look like the same person that we watched every year in Philly. Come on, people. Let's give him a break. He has issues. And the only reason they're letting him run around is because he's a rich man with money that people can sue and get money from. Come on now. Anybody else they would have put in institution and got him some help at least for 48 hours, at least. Get that man some
yeah,
help. Where's his family members at?
we 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 discussed this for a long time about Antonio Brown. So I don't even want to
Yeah,
go there on
that's
him
not even,
because
he's not even in
you
the
know
NFL anymore. He's out doing his
he
he's doing his dance. That's what he's out doing. He's out doing his dance
he's the
somewhere.
he's the football Kanye West. Let's just call
Wow.
it like it is.
Wow,
He's the
wow,
football
wow.
equivalent of Kanye. Him and Kanye on the same
Look,
timetable.
I'm not
They
about to
took their
kick
own from.
people that I know have
I
serious
mean,
mental health
that's just honest.
issues.
Yeah,
These people have
yeah. I mean,
serious
both of
mental
them got
health
me learning.
issues, and
I
they
agree.
need help more than talking about. So I want to move
Yeah.
along to we stay on football, but I have a
Mm-hmm.
tidbit about my team, Carolina, and I just want to say, Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot, Panther Nation. This is a tidbit about us. Do you know Carolina has opened the season playing the Jacksonville Jaguars only a few times, but every time that we've opened playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, we have went to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Now, I know that sounds remarkable, but it's not. It's not. If you look at this offense that we've immersed, all we need is for Bryce Young to connect with his wide receivers, and I'm looking for something great. I'm not going to say Super Bowl. You know that's a bit far, but I'm looking for something great. And another tidbit: us going every time we played the Jacksonville Jaguars at the beginning of the season, we end up in the Super Bowl. It just feels great that we're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars this season for opening game, and it's in the air. It's in the air. I know you feel it. I feel it. Don't you feel it, Steve? You don't even have to say that,
Yeah,
Steve. I
feel,
felt hate coming from you. I felt the hate
no,
coming from you.
I, I'm feeling something. I'm feeling a bunch of BS. That's what I'm feeling.
Oh my goodness, Steve.
I'm feeling a bunch of now. Now, for those who know, Carolina and Jacksonville, didn't they enter the league at the same time? They were both expansion teams the same year, I believe. I think Carolina, either the same year or 1 year apart,
Okay,
if I remember correctly.
all right,
So they're both been in the league at the same time.
right.
Both both of them had some level of successes at certain points.
Jacksonville hasn't
You
been to a
know,
Super Bowl.
no, but they've been to a couple AFC championship
Jacksonville
games.
hasn't been to a Super Bowl.
No, they have not. But I said it, but they have been to
So
the AFC
just
championship game a
because
couple of times.
our core that we came in the league at the same time, they're not like us.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
As a
I'm
famous
just.
song that's out, they're not like us.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not saying you guys are comparable. I'm just making a point of that's one of those things. You're reaching. You're reaching.
Steve,
You're looking for
Steve,
anything to try to make your
they not
team
like us, Steve.
look 8 and 9. Look, we had this conversation. Look, and just say 8 and 9 is good for you guys. If you guys go 8 and 9 this season, that would be a win.
We win in our division this season. I want all y'all to understand that. I want all y'all to
The
understand
division goes
that.
to Tampa.
We winning
Got it.
the division this season. We winning.
Okay. All right.
We taking that.
All right. Look, is there a chance you guys can win the division? Yeah, there's a chance because your division's weak.
Well,
But that still being said, I mean,
yeah. I like
I,
that. When you wish upon a
I'm
star,
trying to
you
be.
see what Looney said. When you
Yeah.
wish upon a star, it makes no difference. Okay, that's funny. Funny guy.
I mean, that's the stretch of all stretches to think that you guys are going to have an amazing season because you're playing Jacksonville the first game. Your season might be okay because you got a weak schedule. Uh, all I see from Jacksonville is that's a game you guys could win.
Steve, we
I
gonna
mean, that's what I see.
we're gonna get we're gonna win this division, and everybody's gonna see what
Uh,
Bryce Young is made of this season. This is a put up or shut up season right here.
I hope so. Listen, I've been one of the people who have wanted Bryce to do well. I said several years ago they need to get him out of there so he can go someplace where he can win.
And now he's just fine where he's at. And if you remember,
Okay.
you can go back on our Blow the Whistle page on
Yes.
YouTube and look it up. I said when we drafted Bryce Young that Bryce Young is a 3-year project. I said it. I
Yes.
said it here. I said it here. I said he's not a person that's gonna come in and it's a quick fit. He had to come in, he had to get the speed of the game, and he had to get adjusted. And now he has the offense that he needs. And this is the year that you see that spark and you see Carolina show everyone what they made of. This is our season.
And as I've said many times
Blow the
before,
Whistle Sports.
that sounds amazing for your average quarterback. But this guy was part of one of the worst trades in the history of the NFL, where he has to be Super Bowl champion or bust. I mean, that's just the bottom line with Bryce Young. If he does not win a Super Bowl, his career is a bust.
Steve.
And it's not of his fault. It's not his fault.
Steve.
He was put into the worst trade in NFL history.
We got
where,
this.
Okay.
I'm telling
So,
you. Did you know what? And it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn because I'm diehard Carolina, but
I mean,
it
that's all
sounds
it is.
like it. But it's the show and prove. It's the show and prove. Watch this offense this season. Watch this offense.
Okay. Listen to me. Here's this week a realist and an idealist. You are the ultimate idealist. You just gloating. Look, as great as James Daniels has been and was last year, I'm a realist in understanding that, hey, he may have a great season this year, but he also may take a step back, and that's okay.
And it's
This year shows
normal.
that.
If anybody was I know those Washington fans, I'm going to tell y'all, it's normal for a second-year player to have a sophomore slump.
Right.
That's normal.
Have a sophomore slump.
That's normal.
It's normal. But I'm not going to sit here and because he has such a great rookie year, sit here and say, oh, he's going to be the league MVP and he's going to do this and this and that. If he does, great, but that's not realistic.
Well, I'm not calling league MVP, but I did say that Jaden Daniels is half man, half amazing, and he shocked the world last season. And he will. He's. I don't see a step back. What I see is turning the volume up. What I see is Washington Commanders organization did not get him a big running back in the offseason. That's what I see. What I see was the only thing missing from the Washington arsenal was a huge back that can go up the middle and get 3-4 yards. You have an excellent running back, but he's a finesse running back. He's not a power back. And I said that last season, and I'll leave that right there.
That is true. Okay, that is true. But you also let's. But this is the reality, the realism getting out again. As great a season as James Daniels had, you got to keep in mind several factors. Number one, when he played the Eagles the second time, Jalen Hurts was out. He didn't play. Second string was out. Didn't play. They were on the third string quarterback. The two times he played the Cowboys last year, Dak Prescott was hurt. That's 3 games there. That's 3 wins, or 3 games where they lucked up. They played the Giants twice. Giants had no quarterback the whole season. That's 2 more games they lucked up on. The Bear game, they should have lost if not for the amazing Hail Mary play. That's another game that's a win that could have been a loss. There were a lot of factors that went into last season beyond just Jaden Daniels' greatness that played out that this season is not going to play out. He's not going to get the benefits of these breaks. He's not going to get people looking over him. Everybody's going to want to knock the Commanders' heads off because it's going to be must-see TV.
As they should.
So that's why I'm talking about the step back. The step back is because the competition now, nobody's going to take the Commanders lightly. Nobody's going to look past them, and they're playing a much tougher schedule under the bright lights. So I'm okay with 10-6, 10-7, 11-6.
Do y'all make the playoffs?
Maybe last wild card, maybe last wild card spot. Possibility that they don't get in. It's a chance.
Well, I saw what you saw last season, but I also saw the way they play good teams, and I didn't see them holding back. I didn't see a step back. I saw balling.
He's a baller. No, I don't say he's a baller. There's no question about the fact that he's a baller. There's no. I'm just sitting there saying a lot of factors also went into play as well. It wasn't just a completely one-sided. He was just on point the whole season. It was a lot of other factors tied in as well to help precipitate the situation. But that still being said, remember in the season, I was praying, please just don't let him get hurt. I would have been okay with us losing as long as he didn't get hurt, because I said he just cannot be another RG3. That was my whole thing for the whole season. Please don't let it be an RG3.
Stop putting that in the air, first of all.
But
Second of all,
look,
this is a
everybody who's a
different
Redskins fan,
coach.
we know.
A different coach from when RG3 was playing.
Well,
The coach that you had
look,
then, I got a lot of stuff to say about him that I will not say on the air.
listen to me.
But wow,
Everybody who watched Danny Downs run last year, Redskins fans, we were all sweating bullets because anytime we saw him run up the middle, we were just praying, please don't hurt his knee. Please don't hurt his knee.
well, if they were
Because
evidently the fans were sweating bullets, but the organization was just fine with it because you've got to go in another system, and guess what? No running back to go up the middle. So guess who's going to be doing that once again?
And listen, I'm agreeing with you, and that's why I'm calling for the step back is because they didn't address the issue that needs to be addressed, which is, like you said, getting that power back, getting that one guy who you need that 4th and 1, that 3rd and 1.
Ooh, look what Looney said. He said, pump the brakes on Jaden Daniels. Look at what happened to C.J. Stroud. Defensive coaches got a chance to break him down after a year of tape. Let's see if Jaden Daniels can do it again. Ooh.
Yeah.
Them some strong words.
That is strong words. I don't compare C.J. Stroud's rookie year to Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels is much more dynamic. I think C.J. Stroud, while he had a strong rookie year, it was more measured. Other factors played out that also benefited the Texans to make them as well. I see C.J. Stroud as a step lower than Jaden Daniels. He's not on the same par with Jaden Daniels as far as talent goes.
Shout out to Hot CB watching us on Facebook. Thank you for the love.
Yeah, we love and appreciate each and every one of you guys who listen every week. It's like I said, we're a growing product. We're growing. We're developing. We're nurturing.
Yes, and we got some stuff coming for you this season coming that we're sure you're gonna like. We got some more competitions and stuff to come also.
And can I just close the show out with the guy? I know I just get so tired of having to bring this name up. I just get so tired of having to put this guy down. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness!
Enough already.
Aaron Rodgers is not even on an NFL team, Steve.
If you're going to play. If you're not going to play, don't play. Just come out and make a decision. Don't hold the Steelers hot. The Steelers are too classy of an organization.
The Steelers are holding themselves hostage. And I wanted to say congratulations to the Steelers for not getting Shedeur Sanders and the New Orleans Saints. Congratulations to you guys. You guys look wonderful. Mason Rudolph, Saints, I don't know who.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you guys.
Shedeur Sanders, I don't think the Steelers would have been a good place for him.
Mike Tomlin behind Shedeur Sanders, I think it would have been a great situation.
I don't think so because Shedeur, you saw what Shedeur said this week when he went and bought this several $100,000 Rolls Royce for himself.
Who?
Shedeur Sanders. This week he had a custom made Rolls Royce shipped to the house. They did a whole thing on it where you can see it was brought in. When you're a 5th round draft pick and you're only making, $1 million a year, I think $1 million. So you need to tone it down.
Well, Steve, let me explain something.
This is the problem.
You're correct.
Yes, I'm actually correct.
You're correct. I can't argue that.
Yes.
But guess what, Steve? That's new money. He's going to make money. And he is making himself happy. Young men with that much money can do what they want to do. He has a dad that can teach him. And I'm pretty sure that he has all that support when it comes to that, Steve. Shedeur Sanders, have fun, man.
Well,
Just
well,
don't
speak,
do too much.
well, speaking of a young man with money who earns his money, it kind of makes Shador Sanders look good in college. Let's give a congratulations to our man at the Jacksonville Jaguars, our running back, our wide receiver slash defensive back extraordinaire, who got married over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Let's give him a shout out. I mean, all the vicious hate mail coming out talking about how she's a gold digger and blah blah blah. Now keep in mind, this is his high school. They've been together since high school.
Yeah.
I mean, people, let the man do what he's gonna do.
Well,
Why you guys gotta hate on someone
that
getting
is
married?
the
I
same
mean, it's just
thing
so
that I'm telling
horrible.
you with Shador. Hey, you know,
Well, I want to know why Shador wasn't at the wedding. So somebody has to explain to me why Dion and Shador didn't go to the man's wedding.
hmm,
Eh, You know, I understand you guys weren't happy with his choice,
right.
but you guys needed to put up a front, and it ain't like you guys can't afford to get to the
I
wedding.
don't think it was because they weren't happy with his choice. Because
I think it was actually because of
no,
the
at the end of the day, that's his choice. That's the same thing as Shador Sanders spending that much money on a luxury item when he was a very, very low pick. He hasn't made that type of money to be spending that
Oh,
money. But
come on! Oh, stop! This
hey,
this man this man has Deion Sanders' money. Deion could have flown him to the wedding and got there, do the vows, and get the heck out. You,
hey,
you need to be there for you. That
nobody
man.
said nothing about that. But it could be also that he wanted a private wedding.
No.
Maybe
Deion
he
Sanders, look,
maybe he didn't want somebody to
Deion Sanders
overshadow.
Jr. was there. No.
Huh?
Deion Sanders Jr. was there.
Yeah,
Deion Sanders Jr. was there.
Steve. That's like you being a basketball star and you're a star, but then Michael Jordan shows up at your wedding. You don't want somebody
Yeah.
overshadowing you, man. You don't that
Yeah.
you want to be the center of attention at your wedding.
Mm-mm.
You
He's the center of attention.
no.
He's the number two
If
draft
Michael
pick.
Jordan shows up to somebody's wedding, they're no longer the center of attention. Maybe to your family
Yeah.
members, but everybody at your
Mm.
wedding is going to be in the star's face.
Let's see. If Michael Jordan shows up at my wedding, that's gonna make me a star. So I would want him to be at the wedding. You think you would
Well,
turn down Michael Jordan going to your wedding?
I understand the way you're coming at it, coming at it, but a star to another star, that's like what you just said about star and superstar.
Yeah.
Hey, now this
This is
man is going to be a superstar, but Shadur, even where he got picked at, is a superstar now. Even with all the hate, you don't want to be overshadowed at your wedding. You don't want people in the
this is a
cameras
guy.
all in his face at your wedding. Period. Unless they had a
You,
closed
you,
wedding, and I doubt it.
this is a guy. No, this is a guy. 4 years. You followed him for 4 years from Jackson State to Colorado. He was your main dog, your quarterback for 4 years. You're not gonna want him to be at your wedding. Come on, that's a hard sell.
Hey,
I there's something more to the story, and we'll have to
hey.
find out what really is behind that.
But Steve,
But
are we coming
I
next
got
week?
to get that out.
Are we coming
Oh
next
yeah,
week, or are we
I'll
gonna
be
take a
back.
week off?
I got to be no. I told you this was not a hiding. This was just a thing you got to do. Sometimes you got to be there, family and friends. You know, graduation is a once in a lifetime experience for a young person.
Yeah, but I don't think you get it. No, like about the cameras have to be all on the wedding couple and not a star at the wedding.
No, I understand that completely, but I'm talking
Well, there
about
it
in this
is.
example. In this example, this is your main dog. This is a guy, the quarterback who threw you God knows how many touchdown passes.
Right,
And this is a coach who who propels you to be the number 2 pick of the draft.
right.
You gonna tell me you don't want Deion Sanders to be at your wedding?
I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
So 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 as much as Deion Sanders talk about how much he loves his kids, how much he loves the players he plays for, yeah, you gotta be at that wedding. You gotta
ah,
be there.
I would have to see them say something about it, and I think it's all love
But they're
there.
not gonna say nothing. But that's the thing. They'll never say nothing about it because of the optics. They know better that the optics look bad, so they're gonna keep hush on it. But we know. We know. So
But
thanks,
thank you
but
for
I still
tuning
want to give a
in.
congratulations to him.
Thank you guys
Yeah.
for tuning
Hmm?
in. Please, and I was
That's
asking you, Steve, are we coming next week, or are we gonna take a week off?
well, next week is the start of the finals.
Oh no, we can't.
Final.
We yeah, there, yeah. We'll see y'all next week here, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
sharp, Blow the
We got to
Whistle
talk about.
Sports, and we're coming with a full show, not just a timeout. But we will see y'all
Absolutely.
next week. Thank you for tuning in. Steve, you have anything to say before we get out of here?
That's all. I would just say peace out to all people out there. Enjoy our coming this summer. It's gonna be a hot one.
Yes,
We'll have a
sir.
long, hot summer.
And
That's
I'm
my
looking
prediction.
forward to it. Air conditioning and Mai Tais. See y'all
Well,
next
yeah,
week
but
at
you
7.
gonna be, but hey, let's wish Packers well. Packers gonna be in a poker tournament this weekend. Let's wish him the best.
Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
I'm gonna be praying. I'm gonna be praying for you, my man. I
Hey,
want big things.
hey. You guys will know how it
Hey,
is by the look on my face next week, Wednesday at 7. We'll see y'all later.
all right, later. Peace out.